We can't go. They won't let us near them.
Oh, I thought you said they was coming.
So they won't. And Naeem still got a post of 67.
While I'm talking to you, I'm doing CPR, so it's like I'm kind of talking and doing this at the same time.
Yeah,
so
he's doing
still got a post.
That's why I can't fully talk to the way that I can talk. I just need somebody to help me.
So I don't know what to say.
They
won't let the ambulance come. They won't let the ambulance come to the hospital so we could take him downstairs. Then nobody gonna get him because they won't let him. They won't let them up.
No, they didn't send one.
So y'all share this video. Huh? Naeem was doing. He was doing good. You know, he was responding to the CPR. He was responding. He was responding to the medicine that they was giving him. But all of a sudden, like I said, it all started when they gave him the so-called Benadryl yesterday, and it stopped his heart. And after that, his heart kept stopping, and they kept having to do CPR on him. They was pushing so hard on him to the point where he started bleeding out his G-tube and out of his nose. So you know, I'm sure that was intentional. We asked for an X-ray over and over again to see if he had any internal damage. They would not give us the X-ray. This last time they did CPR on him, they knew that that was what they was getting ready to do. I felt it, and I was like, they're getting ready to do something because they had me lay in the bed with him. And they brought a basket full of tissues, and they just was acting like they was getting ready to do what they just did. So they barely, this last time, I noticed they didn't push on his chest as hard as they did this time. And they didn't work as hard as they did the last time. And so they intentionally unplugged his post ox. And because we figured it out after the fact they walked off, and we plugged it back up and saw that he still had oxygen. They walked off and said that they weren't gonna do anything else any further. So his dad jumped in and he started doing CPR on him. And then while they was in the room, they saw Naeem's heart rate, pulse, and everything, and they still wouldn't do anything. And they didn't jump in. They didn't do nothing. They didn't bring the defibrillator. They didn't try to do to resuscitate him using the defibrillator. They didn't do none of that. They just walked off because they was tired of working on him, and they was tired of dealing with Naeem. So this all was intentional, and it started yesterday when they gave him the so-called Benadryl. So I'm just documenting it.
Was he at home?
I'm documenting. Y'all share this. The nurses,
yes. Okay,
the one nurse that was trying to help, she was pulled out of the room. Said that she could not help. And they just all stood around. So.
954.
And they called the police.
817-7107.
Naeem still has a pulse of 43. His oxygen is 93 right now. It's going up. His oxygen now, his pulse is now 53. So, and they still not doing nothing, y'all. So they don't believe that if we are who we say we are, you know. So we already got lawyers on the phone. We got the media on the phone now telling them what's going on. We called the lawyers already. So this definitely is going to be something that's going to be talked about. Y'all share this video. Naeem fought for a long time, and he was making progress. He started moving 2 weeks after his accident. Naeem had a near drowning February 4th, 2020. And we got a lawsuit against them because the door was not suited, and it was against code. We had a person come out to the house and do coding on the house for the door, and it basically the door was inside out. There wasn't any proper lock on there. We was only in the house for 2 weeks. Naeem is a very smart baby, so anybody could compromise the lock. Even a 1-year-old, even Naeema could have done it. And he ended up having a near drowning. He moved 2 weeks after his near drowning. And from then, he had an EEG done and showed he had brain activity. And from then, he ended up put on the ventilator, a G-tube, and he ended up being in home health care, where he stayed in home health care from, I think, May all the way to December. In December, he ended up getting admitted to the hospital for pneumonia because he did not have the proper equipment at home that we didn't know about. And he was fine a few weeks after he was admitted into the hospital. And then we had this one doctor named Dr. Potts. He was trying to do the brain death exam on Naeem when Naeem was here, when he first got here, and Naeem didn't come here for that. And we had to fight him. And then that doctor allowed Naeem to become really constipated to the point where it was affecting his organs and affecting his guts and affecting everything. So that caused him to be in the hospital longer. And so the hospital kept allowing him to get infections. They would wait to the point where he gets really, really sick and then try to do something about it. And now, yesterday they gave him Tylenol, supposedly, and they gave him Benadryl. And they had him on Benadryl, and then after they gave him Benadryl, his heart stopped. And then ever since then, he's been having this problem.
And the same thing yesterday. Yesterday when they came in yesterday, or was that Sunday, right? Yeah. So they're refusing to deal with his oxygen. So his mother had to go up there and press the button on the machine because they wouldn't do it. They had an attitude. So she had to do it. So your mother said she pumped air in his lungs that day.
Now they're gonna say something on the thing.
Again, I don't know why.
They listening in.
Anybody consent to speak to me.
So can you it was fucked up. Y'all didn't see the beginning when it happened, when they just said we're done. Y'all didn't see that part. And when he jumped in and started doing CPR, and I seen that his heart rate started coming back and all of that started happening, they walked off and they did not try to use the defibrillator. They didn't try to use the epinephrine. They didn't try to do nothing. They didn't even stab him in his heart to try to pump his heart back or nothing. They didn't do nothing. They just walked off. They walked off. So now I'm mad. I'm gonna be mad, and I'm not, I don't have the words to explain what I feel. As my pain, as his mama, as his mother, that's a pain I cannot explain, especially now dealing with the fact that I don't know, I can't do nothing, I'm helpless at this point. And the very people, we're in a hospital, and the very people that the safest place you could be is in a hospital, and they and now have proof that if you're black, they're not gonna help you. But if this was a little white baby, they would have done everything they could. They would have got another heart in here. They would have got another lung in here. They would have got all that in here, a transplant, organ, all of that in here if there was a white baby.
You know how much the price for melanin is?
If that was a white baby, he would have had a whole nother organ in here if his stuff was failing like that. If his kidney was failing, his liver was failing, a white baby would have had an organ, no doubt. But instead, they want to sit here and quit. That was done. Oh, now they saying they're going to arrest us if we don't leave? He's going to have us removed now. Wait a minute. Say what you're talking. You got 7,000 people watching you now, Mima. This is Naeem's grandma.
The CEO of the hospital, his name is Randy or Rando.
Open the door.
No, wait. He said
Randy Hartley.
Randy Hartley. He wants some doctor to come in to explain.
No, he can have some doctor come in to save his life.
Yes, because
he have him come in to save his life. Then I can stop.
The CEO, Rando.
But it's not gonna be no game.
Hartley.
Open the thing is a sergeant up there.
Somebody's calling.
Basically, they're saying that they have us removed if we don't get out of here. So I'm gonna set the phone down.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
When they say they're gonna do the
Right, yeah.
Y'all can go ahead.
How long? You can't get arrested because they're not gonna.
Nobody committed a crime.
I know, but they're gonna arrest you and they're not even gonna help him. They're not gonna help him.
They can do what they want. They're only making it bad for them. And whatever police out here watching, they're
gonna arrest them.
Because I asked the police. I asked the police to help as well. So and they didn't help.
All those crackers barking. They're sending them to the morgue with life in his body. They're murderers. They're murderers. They're murderers.
So they coming in here to arrest
Arrest
us
all of us.
and take him to the morgue while he's still breathing.
Got life
he
in
have
his
a
body.
pulse.
They're murderers.
His father has been working on my brother has been working on him for over an hour.
They don't need no paperwork. He's been going through this for a year and something. I don't know, Miss Jones, whatever your name is. Miss Jones, I don't want to call your name wrong.
And this ain't no more shit with
This
no
is
paperwork.
not,
They don't
yeah.
care with no paperwork.
They don't care about no paperwork. He's a black baby. You have to do your research. I'm not trying to put you down on anything.
Like you gonna I'm gonna say he's a sovereign and say like
No.
kind of shit.
That doesn't happen, Miss Jones.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm asking you to. I'm not saying I don't need nobody to talk.
What they should do is be coming in here trying to help him.
Oh,
Tell them I said that. Tell them you can have any doctor on the face of the planet Earth, even if they came from Mars to come out. Tell them I said that. Yeah, let them come.
whose phone is this? Y'all go to what is your Facebook? Amina? What is your Facebook?
I love you, Naeem.
Y'all go to Amina Nazuri Asetmaat Facebook. I'ma spell it for y'all. Hopefully it'll come up. Go to her live. Amina. I'm gonna put it for y'all. Nazuri. I hope I'm spelling it right. Aset Mayat. Go to her live. And I'm gonna put it now. She have 7,500 people on there. Amina Nazuri Asetmaat. That's your Facebook, you said, right? Amina Nazuri Asetmaat.
Yeah. They got somewhere.
Black Power, y'all. This is crazy. Let me see if I can see her. I can't see her name on here. But that's the other live that's going on right there. 7.6K views. Everybody go over to Amina Nazuri Asetmaat. Again, that's Dr. Ali Muhammad with the Revolutionary Black Panther Party. Saving his son. They say they're gonna take him to the morgue, but he have life in his body. I don't understand how that works. And then they're gonna come in here and arrest all of us and remove us and take him to the morgue. Where they do that at?